Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion. Guys, we are talking Winning Time, the rise of the Laker dynasty, Season 2, Episode 4, titled The New World. The press gets wind of Magic Johnson's record contract. This causes resentment in the dressing room and on the pitch. Guys, I want to let you know that this recap is going to be spoiler-filled. I'm going to spoil it up, down, left, right, in, and out as if you've already seen it. That is your warning. If you don't want to be spoiled, get out of here. Go watch the episode, then come back for all of this goodness. And if this is your first time here, you like me, you like the show, you like the video, you like my commentary, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button, helping me reach that next milestone. And as the synopsis reads, guys, Red is a smart guy. He really did throw a wrench in the Lakers dynasty's toolbox and just created a ton of ruckus. I like him as a character. This is real life too. I cannot blame him for doing what he did. I mean, that was smart. And they have some type, of course, they have a rivalry talking about Paul Westhead and Red and the coach, Jerry Buss. This was genius, in my opinion, and I got to give it to Red. I got a lot of respect for that. And it's like, he didn't even think about this for a long time. He was sitting on this information that Magic had this $25 million, 25-year lifetime contract, and just because of Jerry Buss's, the owner of the Lakers, words in the hallway before that preseason game, well, not before, during the third quarter, because it was halftime, there was one amount, that got under his skin. He was like, you know what, press, come through, I got a scoop for you. And man, that carried on throughout like the first 15 games of the first season, because they got out there and everybody was mad at Magic and he was in his feelings and this person's in their feelings. And so Red, it's just really interesting how little things, I don't want to say little things, just things like this that necessarily don't have to actually do with a game of basketball that can determine the outcome of the season, the outcome of a win or loss. And that's just really, really interesting. I never really thought about that. And that's why I'm really loving the show, because they're bringing all this information out. So that's what's up right there. And I want to talk about Sean Patrick Small, the gentleman that is playing Larry Bird. To be honest, and I'm not trying to crap on Mr. Sean here, his acting is not the best, in my opinion, as far as portraying Larry Bird. It is very obvious to me, but I'm still enjoying the performance. I don't know why. Acting is not great, but I'm still enjoying seeing him on screen. Does that make sense to you guys? I guess I just like his aura, his energy. Again, the acting could be better, but I loved it when he was like, hey, you know, you flew me all the way out here to La La Land and you're not even going to let me play with the ball. And that's when Red was like, okay, you know, put him in, and they just started reigning supreme. But I like him. You guys let me know what you think. And also, I really don't like Paul Westhead, played by Jason Segel. He is just really turning into somebody that I don't like. I understand that he wants some type of loyalty, but at the same time, he's extremely stubborn and he's childish. He was about to cut Rambus, that white guy on the team, but the only reason he kept him was to piss off Jerry. Like, what are you doing, Jerry West? Like, really? That is just such an impulsive decision right there, and I just don't like it. I mean, he wrote his name in like, okay, this is the slot. They just had a conversation prior to that saying, okay, we don't know who's going to fill this last slot, and Rambus was going to get cut, but now he's included. Now he's a Laker just to piss off Jerry. That's childish as hell to me. I don't know what happens next per se. I know that Pat Riley does eventually become the coach, so this could be the beginning of Paul's downfall, and I'm here for it. I really am. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way, guys. You may like this little story point, but I really don't care for it, and that's with Jenny. Jenny being the daughter of the owner, Jerry Buss. I don't know why. It's not that I don't like her. I do like Jeannie. I think I liked her more and everything she had going on in season 1. But season 2 right now, I'm just really not feeling it. That's the least part that I like about season 2 of her role. She's mad at her dad because he wants to marry Honey. I don't get that. And I also don't blame Johnny for being mad at her either. I mean, you did cut his girlfriend, or not get her cut, got her traded. And it seems like she was being nefarious. It seemed like she just wasn't playing fair. So I'm not mad at Johnny for that, but I don't understand why she's so upset that Honey is coming in and going to marry her dad. It may be that she's just jealous, but at the same time, why don't you get you a boyfriend? Why don't you date somebody, talk to somebody that you can have matching pajamas with during Christmas? I don't understand where all this hate is coming from. Your dad has been giving you everything. He gave you a franchise. And I feel kind of weird saying this now because prior to this episode, it was clear that her father was kind of playing favorites with the other siblings, but that has nothing to do with Honey, in my opinion. And Honey is a good person. I mean, don't you want to see your dad happy? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, but she's acting really weird to me, and she's one of my least favorite story points in season 2 right now. Now, this mess continues to rise to the higher ranks of the Lakers. Right now, we got Paul, we got Bill, we got both Jerrys at his crib right now, and Paul is really too big for his britches. I love this scene right here where Jerry Buss checked Paul and it was like, look, I gave you Chepek or whatever his name was. I gave you $1 million. This is just a speed bump. Figure it out. Because if you don't give me another ring, you're fired and I'm going to look like an effing idiot. I like that right there. Well, I guess we're in this together then. No, we're not in this together. I'm the king. What was funny to me is if you go back and you look at Jerry West's face, he could not believe all the stuff that Paul was saying to Jerry Buss. He had the look on his face like, right here. What's really funny is he talks shit to everybody, rude, yelling at everybody. But when somebody else does it and doesn't even put as much energy into it, he's like, oh my God, I can't believe that person said something. Now, of course, he didn't say that I'm just making stuff up, but he did have that look on his face. But that was funny to me. You guys let me know what you think. But again, I really do love the way that Jerry Buss checked Paul. That was very much needed because I'm not really liking Paul right now. And also, Norm is acting kind of fishy too. I don't understand why he's being so jealous. I mean, look, I understand you being in your feelings, but you can be in your feelings and still express those feelings in a different way. Let's look at Cooper, for example. Cooper is in his feelings. Kareem is in his feelings as well, but that they lash out and start fights and confrontations and stuff like that like Norm did? No. They had their opinion and they kept it to themselves unless some outside source asked them, but that's not what happened with Norm. Norm was just like, oh, Big Willie over here, I'm jealous and you're the man and da-da-da-da-da. Norm, you tripping. Everybody was tripping in this episode. Norm was tripping, Magic was tripping, Paul Westhead was tripping, everybody was tripping. It's just a big trip fest over here. I know that was corny, but anyway, it still does stand. And I really didn't like Norm in this scene either. Talking about the system doesn't work. It started you guys' season out at 2-4, and that's not good. And it's really funny because Bill and Jerry West wanted to switch out the coach only after 6 games. I really do like John C. Reilly coming through as the owner, Dr. Jerry Buss. He really is performing. I don't think I've seen him do as good in this as anything else, but he's like, hell no. We are not about to freaking trade the coach out after only 6 games. Let's ride this out and see exactly what happens. And that's what he told Magic too when they came over to the house, when he was trying to get him some ass and coochie with those Ready Rats. He was like, look, man, I pay you a whole ton of money to play. I play Paul Westhead a whole ton of money to coach, and I really don't try to get in between what you guys' roles are. I thought that that was the best response that he could have possibly gave, and also Magic was able to vent and get some things off of his chest, which was necessary as well. But it was important. Magic can't come back and be like, you don't care about me, you don't value me. No, I'm giving you $25 million over 25 years, a lifelong contract. So that would shut down that argument in a second if he or anybody else wanted to come up with it. Also, he is listening to what he said. It's like, look, let's just ride things out and we will reevaluate things in a couple of months, in a few months, but we can still continue to talk and compare notes. What else do you want the man to do? Now, I'm really glad that Magic was receptive of that. That was dope as hell. But yeah, you need to calm down, Magic, because you're tripping, you're in your emotions. I love the way that Pat confronted you later on in this episode, but let me go back a little bit. I really do like the montage in this episode as well, when they were having the 2-4 record, just losing team after team of teams that they should beat, but Magic was on the phone with Cookie. Again, that relationship, this is based on a true story, and they didn't send out the notes this time for me to compare what happened in the show to real life. But the relationship between Cookie and Magic is quite interesting to me because she does have a boyfriend. And I really do, this is not cool. If I have a lady, if I'm in a relationship, I don't mind if she has male friends, but this is completely different. Magic is not just some male friend. It was much more than a platonic relationship. It was romantic. They were having sex. They were dating. They were courting each other, talking, and so that's just not cool. Now, if my girl just has a guy friend that she's already been cool cool with or something like that. That's completely different if it's, you know, consulting on a particular topic that one or both of you guys are expert in. But that's not the case here. Magic wants her, and then she's also considering it as well. In a way, I consider this cheating, but you guys let me know what you think. I'm really, really curious about that. And also, how do y'all feel? Do y'all feel that Kareem was being disrespected by the contract as well? I love his response to everything, and he was still reigning supreme with that skyhook. But let me know what you think about that too. Now, one good thing that Paul did do out of this Kareem situation in this episode was like, hey, I understand why you're frustrated. You know, this team did disrespect you and you have every right to hold a grudge. And so I really like that. And again, I like Kareem's response like, hey, they got me a contract for another year. And until then, I'm a Laker. I'm not going to go to New York until then. So great response. Again, one thing I really disagree with is the way that Paul is addressing everybody. Bro, you cannot be so emotional on the bus, venting your frustrations in front of the whole team. Now, in some situations, that is necessary, but I don't think that's the case here. You did it in one of the previous episodes on the plane in front of everybody. Now you're doing it on the bus. It is good that people know how you feel, but in my opinion, there's a right and wrong way to handle things, and he's not handling it the best way. We see what happened. Magic heard him talking. Magic is not the boss, and he walked off and all of that mess, and he went to go send Cooper to go get him. That's not necessary, okay? I think you're just causing a mess, and it's just really holding you back. And then you're being prideful with Pat, and I really don't understand how his neck just started hurting out of nowhere because he got stressed, but he's going in there and checking them and saying, hey, Paul, if you don't act right, we're going to get fired. And Paul like, I want to lose on my own way. I don't care. Well, apparently it worked because they went on a 3 to 4 game win streak. Even though some of the wins were kind of sloppy, a win is a win, just like the announcer said. But what's also crazy to me, Jack McKinney, the old coach, now is coaching Indiana. And they met at the diner, him and Paul. And he's like, look, I'm going to expose you tonight and the next time I see you because they play every NBA team twice a year for the most part. But he barely got that win. And Paul realized that he made a horrible call. He told Magic to go over there and double team him. And the only reason they won that game is because they missed a shot. They should have won, and they would have been looking stupid. And everybody realized that. And so that's just another interesting thing right there. Even when they were trying to celebrate afterwards, Bill and Jerry West was like, you called that a win? Yes, a win is a win. It's like, man, no, we barely got that. This is ridiculous. We need to do something different or we're going to just fall apart. I really am enjoying the show, y'all, for real, for real. But man, the way that Pat did check Magic, I like that. Like, bro, you out there scowling with your lip poked out because things are not going your way. I agree with Pat wholeheartedly. I understand what you're trying to say, Magic, talking about I'm not able to be me, but it's not about you, man. It's a team. And this system has worked before. But it's definitely not going to work if you don't put out your heart into it, if you're just going through the motions. And I really do like the way that he stood up for himself. And I'm talking about Pat, not Magic. But the way that Magic was acting towards the end, the way he didn't want to get in the huddle, come on, man. Like, why would you do that? Why would you just create and cause so much negative energy and attention to come to your team? It's not going to go over well with you disrespecting your boss that way. You can disagree, but it's all about how you do it, okay? Not wanting to come in the huddle at the very end of the game. That's crazy. Now, again, Paul is still on his high horse over here as well when they was having their talk in the closet. I was just like, Paul, you're reasoning behind a lot of... I just don't agree with you as well. Paul is just turning into a shady character to me. But I was laughing. I wouldn't even have given the press interview. I would have just been like, I'm sorry, I have no comment. But he's like, the almond tree bears its fruit in silence. That's a whole Paul Westhead original. He just looks like a doofus. And again, like he acting like a doofus and he looking like a doofus. But right after that, they go on there and rush Magic. And this dude talking about, I want to be traded. What? Wow. I cannot wait to see what happens at the very beginning of the next episode because that just doesn't make any sense. It at least would have been better if you said that if y'all was still on some type of losing streak, but y'all are winning right now and you want to drop that bomb? Oh man, I don't know. That's very, very risky. But besides all that, y'all, this episode was entertaining as hell. I really did like it, y'all. I really did like it. And that is all I have right now for Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty. Season 2, Episode 4, titled The New World. You guys let me know what you thought about this episode too, and if you enjoyed it just as much as I did. Guys, if this is your first time here, subscribe to the channel. You're going to get all of this hot jazz right here. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Kadavery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.